Hello everyone, it's Left-Handed Lady today coming at you with our April Plan With Me weekly spread. This is just a heavy illustration spread. Don't have much going on this week, as all of you know that we are staying indoors, as I hope you are, and if you aren't because you are an essential worker, thank you so much for helping and providing the essential needs to our communities in this really hard, dark time. So I'm going to do my part in showing you some color and happiness. We're going to block off using sticky notes just so that our watercolors stay off of our weekly spread, because I'm going to be heavy saturating that left side of the page in watercolors. We're going to be using the same color scheme, the same pattern as we did on our cover page for this month. So the reds and browns for the background of my building, which I'm going to bring down the whole left side of that page behind the quote. Just using lots of water, small strokes so that I can blend it out really easily, just like we did on our cover page. Now I'm going to be investing in a bigger / wider watercolor bristle brush. At this time, this is the biggest brush I have. And as you can see, I'm splaying it out a little bit because I'm just getting too impatient with how small the strokes are. So don't do that. Take my advice, it ruins your brush over time. So just take small strokes and invest in a bigger brush, which I will be doing once I can go to the store. Now remember the trick, adding a little bit of water to that clean brush and edging up all of those lines that you used previously, making it all blend together. That's why watercolor is one of my favorites, because it's so easy to fix your mistakes afterwards. Just add a little water. And I'm going in with some water and that light blue and filling in the background of the window, just adding a light little sheer to it. Wanted it to stand out more than it was already. And add as much opaqueness as you want. I went back in with less water and more pigment, and I liked the way that looked a little bit better. I'm going.
Well, so it cut out, but I did the same technique as we did on our front page right here, and just added a little window. Then I started to just dot my colors around. I haven't sketched it out. I just did it all around, and now I'm going to trace it all out. I'm really upset that it didn't record. But maybe you can watch me paint the little flowers in this.
Okay guys, sorry about my camera, but we're going to try to make it through this one because I love this illustration, but I will be looking into my camera situation. Because again, as I'm doing the flowers here, I'm using just a little stippling motion and really high concentrated pigment, and it cuts out. So I can't tell you exactly how to do it, but I am going to go over it in my how to draw a bunny. I'm going to do the flowers in the door in depth as well. Now that all of my watercolor stuff is done and I'm letting it dry kind of as I'm moving things around, picking out my colors for today. So I've got my gray Tombow, and then I'm pulling into my Scribbles that matter fine liners and getting green, magenta, and then this bright orangey coral color to trace over my illustrations of my flower and the outline of my words. Now, my big quote for this week is, "Believe there is good in the world." Now, this is kind of a double quote, and you'll see more why towards the end of the video, but it's a really nice quote to think about in times like these, because there are people out there who are working so hard to make it a better place so that we can go back out, and they are the good in the world, as well as those of us who are staying home for the better and the good. We are the good. I'm just taking that green and I went over and traced that middle line that I had done in pencil. Now I'm just adding short little ticks to connect the leaves and flowers to that main stem. Really free-handed, not super structured. You don't want it to look like it was printed. You want it hand-drawn. And that would be why we create this spread. Notice that I'm just making the stems with this dark green fine liner. I am trying my hardest to stay away from outlining my flowers. A couple of y'all have asked me to try other types, and I'm trying. So I'm just doing the stem green to connect it to that middle piece, and then I'm going in with the magenta and just doing little squiggly lines kind of on top to give dimension to the pink flowers, as they are like carnations or wrinkly flowers. And then I am going to take the orangish golden color and just do little outside pieces working from the inside out. So I'm going to go from a little dot and like spread it outwards so that it looks like they have a stain, and it gives them a little more dimension that you didn't accomplish with the one color of watercolor, which you could do with different watercolors, but I didn't. Chose to do it this way. Now, this is where I was telling you this quote becomes two quotes. I'm going to take a gel liner after I erase everything and cover parts of these words to make another quote in glitter. So this is "Believe there is good in the world," but I am going to be highlighting "Be the good," because all of us in our way are doing our best. Now, taking my ruler or straight edge, you're going to take a pen. I'm using a Inkjoy fine liner. I believe these are 0.08 nib, and I'm just making my weekly spread. So as you know, I start my weeks with Monday, so down at the bottom it's going to start with Monday through Friday, then the up to top are going to be my week end. So Saturday and Sunday. That's how my work schedule works out. It works out better that way. It worked out better to put the week on the bottom for my illustration. You can obviously adjust this if your picky and you don't like the way that I set it up, this works for this spread. I don't always do this, but it doesn't seem to bother my layout too much. And now my spreads are 8 dots apart in the Scribbles That Matter A5 journal. So if you're wanting to recreate this, they're 8 dots apart, and I believe 12 high? I want to say 12 high. Count them and correct me. Now, there are going to be some problems with my camera coming up in a minute, so I do apologize, but I took those same fine liners that we used to add detail to our flower illustration to write the days of the week at the tops of each day, alternating from green, yellow, and pink. Just using my own hand lettering. Didn't do anything fancy with them. I wanted them just bold, simple at the top, because I'm not doing any highlighting for my dailies border page, so which is what I normally do to make it stand out. I wanted to make it bold and colorful. Now you'll see that my camera cut out, and I used those same watercolors that I did on the first illustration to block out some important times that I'm going to be filling in later. And I'm using my Sharpie and my Inkjoy pen to write in that quote at the bottom. Like I mentioned in my last one, writing on top of paint is difficult, so give yourself time, wipe off your pen, don't get frustrated. I know it's hard. Now, what's great about this paper in the Scribbles That Matter journals is I can use Sharpie as heavy-handed as I want, and it doesn't bleed through. They're great journals. Just writing in important dates, like I've got Sunday at church. We are still having church via YouTube, which I will admit is very odd, but it's nice. It's nice to still be able to have a little bit of prayer in all of this, which I recommend to all of y'all. So if you want to try it out, it's Abiding Faith Church on YouTube. Just saying. But that's basically all I've got going on. I've got a little bit of work schedule in there, but it's kind of free-flowing right now, so that's it. This is my work spread, and I would like for all of y'all to be the good. Believe there is good in the world. And I'll see y'all next week. Everybody stay happy and healthy. And remember to never stop creating.